Whoops. Okay, what we've got here at the moment, here's the ICOM 706 Mark 1, and here's the small auto ATU which I chose. I chose it because it was extremely small and easy to mount using leading edge technology. A couple of microphone clips like this, as you can see, and then that hooks over the barrel stand. You push it down and it looks as it should do, nice and professional. Then over here, well, on top of here we've got the field strength meter, which just comes off and then clips onto here like so. And if I give it a bit of a whistle, you'll see it move. Hello, 1 2 3 4 test. 1 2 3 4 test. So there you go, there's our field strength meter. That allows me to tune it on the nose, because what I then do is over here I've got a variable capacitor which is across the feed point, and if you come back around here you'll see two knobs. That's for the main HF capacitor, which is a high voltage capacitor. This one here is to tune the vertical on 6 meters. Obviously the whole of the antenna collapses down to about 1.5 meters, and then it's effectively becomes a vertical dipole, this being approximately 1 meter on here and 1.5 meters on here, and then that forms a dipole, and then I have about 6 or 7 picofarads of capacitance on this little one here, and that allows me to tune 6 meters. What I also have here, this is an inductance, a loading coil for the vertical, which is mainly used for 160 and 80 meters, and for that I usually have a set of wander leads which plug in via the ATU through this and into the antenna. Something else which I've had to do is down here at the beach, the signals are extremely strong. The difference is enormous, and one of the problems is intermodulation and reciprocal mixing on the receiver. So what I've done to get around that is made a notch filter, which is this unit here. This is just basically a series tuned circuit, and the idea behind that is that if we think of intermodulation as being at least 2 signals mixing and creating the problem, if you can notch one of them out, then you don't get the mixing effect. So that's the idea behind this, and it appears to work. All I do is select the amount of inductance that I want on here and vary the capacitance on this one to move the notch where I need it, and my intermodulation disappears. So that is that. On here we have a 12 volt accessory socket, which if you come around the other side I'll be able to demonstrate. Here's the 12 volt accessory socket here, which if we put that on, plug that in, and then at night time, if you can get it to stand up straight, you have a light for your logbook or notepad or anything else that you might need to do. So that should be switchable as well. There we go, forgotten how to use it. Switchable light, and that stays there, which is in the dark very effective, as I have found. Down here we've got a 44 amp hour battery. With a 44 amp hour battery we're able to get about 5.5 hours continuous talk time on sideband. So if I made a continuous waffling on a bit like I am at the moment for 5.5 hours, that's how long it would last. Obviously if I just come down here for an hour or two, perhaps in the afternoon, make a few QSOs, I could probably get away with about 4 or 5 operating sessions before I'd need to recharge the battery. One good tip is to ensure that the battery is always on float charge somehow. For that, what I use is a solar panel, which does the job absolutely perfectly. You can leave it for months and months and it's always there. just one last thing I probably forgot. There's the T connector. I forgot to mention this with the notch filter. Obviously from the ATU comes into this T connector here, which takes it to the antenna, and then off the other side of the T piece that goes off to the notch filter, and therefore it makes the notch filter effective. So let's take a spin round the bands and see what we can hear.